Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here. We're taking a trip from Kalos to Hoenn and we're bringing Klefki with us. So now we're not going to get locked out anywhere in Hoenn, that's a benefit right there. But we look at the other benefits that gets in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. These moves are quality of life things that Klefki is already a pretty cool Pokemon that can do a lot of really cool things. And this just kind of adds a bit of depth without any straight up buffs. Now, first off, I will note that Iron Defense, it is an egg move, but it's just nice to have it on Tutor. That way, if you have a ton of battle points, I still have like several hundred left over after getting to 50 win streak because I lost so many times and I did so well afterwards that I have a lot of points to spend. Instead of having to egg move or breed for a good Klefki, I can just kind of swap out for Iron Defense whenever I want, and that works out. Magnet Rise is also going to be really nice. Klefki only has 2 weakness with that Fire and Ground, so if you can use Prankster, Magnet Rise to miss their Earthquake, that's actually pretty good. It does kind of make you have that 4 move slot, 5 move slot syndrome kind of thing. So it is something you can carry, but with caution. Magic Coat, as we've talked about, a lot of Pokemon getting it. It's cool to have Klefki kind of have just a magic bounce kind of idea for a turn. And then Recycle. Recycle is a move I feel like Klefki should have had. It's like a utility steel type Pokemon, so I mean, it would have been kind of like a clever thing to give it Recycle, but now it has Recycle, and it does make use of Recycle really well. So first off, I will just kind of look at standard Klefki, that in singles or doubles, it's just a crazy sacrifice lead, or it just does really cool support things that you go Light Screen, Reflect, and then Thunder Wave, and then Foul Play, and in doubles, that does a ton of damage, because, hey, they have very strong physical Pokemon. Reflect, and then you start to use your other Pokemon to just slap them around. Same with Light Screens, and then you just go, oh, Thunder Wave, now they're really fast, hard-hitting Pokemon, it's slowed down, and then I can Foul Play anything that threatens me. In singles, you can also run this with Light Clay. Light Clay is just kind of, like in singles, you're definitely going to get off dual screens really easily because, oh, that's a super crazy physical Pokemon, I'll just use Reflect. Even if I get hit by a super effective move, generally I'll find myself surviving on Klefki because of the Reflect, turning into an effective normal move, and since I'm invested tanky, it works. So then you go Light Screen, Reflect. Sometimes you get a Thunder Wave out there before getting knocked out. If you don't, you can just keep pumping them with Foul Play, and then cool things happen. So we could also look at the other way around this, is that instead of just kind of running Light Screen, we can go full defensive setup and just go for that Swagger Foul Play shutdown. And this is the Prankster Swag play that is just pretty destructive. That we do, you throw out Swagger, they have a chance of hitting themselves. They hit themselves, that means Thunder Wave, which means they have a chance of hitting themselves or getting paralyzed, and now because they're Thunder Wave, you're most likely faster than them. Since you boosted their attack with Swagger, now Foul Play is doing double the damage to them, because Swagger boosting by 2 is going to double the damage that they're getting, and then it uses their now boosted attack stat for a 95 base power move, and then you can throw out the Reflect, so if they do hit you, you take even less damage, and then you can have like this full defensive investment, and it's pretty filthy. So now, even if they do get a chance to hit through you, Reflect is up, and it's kind of like you're taking neutral damage while still being able to potentially one-hit KO them with Foul Play. It's not uncommon for one boost on Swagger on a physical Pokemon into Foul Play to score a knockout, and this can actually take out more than one Pokemon with kind of chance, but at the same time with fairly just good ease. Now you can also kind of reverse this one around, just invest a little into the defense, have a lot in special defense, that way if they are special attackers, since Swagger isn't really harming them too much, they might be able to punch through, they might be able to survive a couple hits on themselves with that Foul Play, and then they can still threaten you, so you might want to invest in special defense. But overall, Swag play, this is the main idea behind Klefki. I like Citrus Berry. Citrus Berry is going to make it to where, if they do land 2 hits on you in a row, gives you a chance to survive since you're getting a lot of health back instead of dragging out the battle. Some other things, this is just like quick mentions, you can run Air Balloon on Klefki. I've seen this a lot, Air Balloon really helps. And Klefki also has really good access to Rain Dance, Sunny Day, and Safeguard. That it can be a good singles weather setter, it can be a good doubles weather setter. With the Prankster, it's pretty much guaranteed to get this set up. It's pretty much guaranteed to get this setup going, and then you can kind of play it from there. Air Balloon means you don't have to run Magnet Rise, and they at least have to hit you once, and then they can start doing their thing. So it kind of creates a distraction, Oh man, I have to target Klefki before I can really go off with Earthquake, and then things like that. And now we also just kind of have my signature Klefki set. Then my signature Klefki is Calm Mind Iron Defense. That since you're using Prankster, that means before your opponent even gets a chance to attack you, you're going to be doubling your defenses, or you're going to be adding some special defense to you, and they have a really hard time. That if someone's using like Flare Blitz, Earthquake, well now you have Iron Defense, so it's like it's a neutral move before they even get to attack you, and then you survive that, and you start doing some crazy things. And this is where Recycle comes in, and it comes in an awesome way, that it also counts for Prankster. Restores the item the user last had. That counts for Citrus Berry. So pretty much, if you fall below half health, Citrus Berry is going to give you that 25% health. And now when you think about it, Iron Defense is going to be monstrous. Calm Mind is going to be monstrous. That you're going to be taking less than 25% of your health once you're set up, which means you just use Recycle. You get that 25% health back when things are looking dire, and that's all there is to it. After that, once Calm Mind is set up, 3 or 4 Calm Minds, you start using Draining Kiss. Now you're not taking damage, you're healing for a bit of damage that you're doing, and eventually Pokemon just get knocked out. That really the only problem you have with the set is running out of PP on Draining Kiss. That if they're setting up Calm Minds, they're just trying to be tanky or sustainy, or they're trying to stall you out. This can get stalled out just a bit, so it's unfortunate. So I mean, if you are in a stalled situation, just try to max out Calm Mind, go +6, try to get the most damage possible on Draining Kiss, and eventually you can just punch through your opponent's entire team, and now you're really not hard to knock out between Draining Kiss, Citrus Berry, and Recycle, and max defenses and stuff. I like this idea because I feel with special attacks, you're not going to be as outright threatened. That Flare Blitz is a huge threat. Earthquake is a huge threat. Then like things like Flamethrower, if you get the Calm Mind ahead of the Flamethrower, you might not see as much damage threat. That it's just going to be, have some special defense background, go hard into the defense, and then just max out the hit points, and you should be good to go and get a lot of survival. As for doubles combos, Klefki combos with everything. I like seeing it with Meowstic because you can do like a double swagger shenanigans. They run it with the Reflect. That way, Klefki's bringing Reflect, Meowstic's bringing Light Screen. You guys are both swaggering with Thunder Wave under Prankster on this, and then Meowstic has Quick Guard. So I mean, you stop a Fake Out, you get some setup going, and then if they have another kind of Klefki or Meowstic trying to throw status, you can out protect that. And it's just a really interesting thing that Meowstic brings. And other than that, Klefki just has so many ridiculous combos that, if you need a support Pokemon, Klefki is there for you. And that's kind of all I gotta say. I have tons of things to say about Klefki. Singles, doubles, rain, setup, support, sweeper, it does everything. That's the cool thing about a pair of keys. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you all have a nice day. That's how you use Klefki in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.